Welcome back. In this episode, we are going to cover setting up schedule transfers using the IX support tool. Schedule transfers are only active during particular times and days. Calls will arrive at a specified master station when the schedule transfer isn't active, but the calls will be instantly routed to other master stations during their active times. For this example, our front door will call the reception desk on Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. The manager stays late on weeknights, so calls from 5:01 p.m. to 8 p.m. will be transferred there. Outside of business hours and on the weekends, calls will be transferred to the guard shack. Retransfers are possible with schedule transfers, but it would be unusual to set them up since multiple schedules can be set for each master. Because of this, we will not show them here. First, we will need to make sure that the front door normally calls the reception desk instead of the transfer destinations. Navigate to Call Settings, Called Stations, Door/Substations. In our case, we will find the front door in the list of door stations to the left of the page and follow the row. Find the columns for the master stations that will receive the transfers and click on each cell. Use the drop-down to change the U to a blank for everything except the initial master or masters. Click Update to save the settings locally. Next, navigate to Transfer Settings, Schedule Transfer. Switch to Station View. By default, IX Support Tool displays the settings for all stations at once, which is called Table View. This is the better option in most situations. However, Station View works well for setting schedules since we can focus on one station at a time and the view is more compact. Along the top, you will see a box labeled Select Station to Edit. This will bring up the first master station in the list by default, but we can click Next and select to bring up another station if needed. In our case, we will be working with the reception master. First, click the radio button next to Enable to activate our schedule transfers for this station. As we mentioned before, there's only going to be one active schedule on Sundays, which is going to be that all calls through the reception automatically get sent over to the guard. Sunday is on the left, so we can start there. You'll see here that there are 12 rows, each of which represents a separate schedule. So on the first row, we click Open to bring up the station list and select the guard as our destination, then click OK. To the right, we then set the start time and end time for this transfer. Times are given in 24-hour time, so to have the transfer last all day, we set the start time at 0000, representing midnight, and set the end time to 23:59, representing 11:59 p.m. That takes care of Sunday. We can use the scroll bar at the bottom to bring up Monday. As mentioned before, the reception desk takes calls between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., the manager takes calls from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., and outside of those times, all calls go to the guard shack. This will require us to set up 3 schedules, one for before business hours, one while the manager is taking calls, and then one for after business hours. We'll go ahead and do these in order. First, click Open on the first row under Monday. We'll select the guard station. We'll set the morning schedule to be from 0000 to 8:59. And then on the second row, we'll take care of the evening manager schedule. So for that one, on the second row, we'll click Open and set the manager master as our destination. To the right, we'll set the first time at 17:01 for it to be 5:01 p.m., and then the next one will be 20:00 to be the end time, or 8 p.m. And then on the third line, we'll once again set the guard as our destination, and then we'll set the time from 20:01 to 23:59, which will represent starting from 8:01 and going through midnight. Each day's schedule will need to be set separately. However, we can save some work. If we drag and select the cells from the transfer destination over to start and end time, We can hit Ctrl+C to copy all of the cells. Then, if we scroll over to Tuesday, we can select the top cell under number 1 and hit Ctrl+V to paste our contents, perfectly copying our Monday schedule over to Tuesday. We'll go ahead and do this for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Then we can scroll back to the left, do the same for our Sunday schedule, then scroll all the way to the right to find Saturday and paste that there. So that takes care of our normal schedule for this station. Weekly schedules, as we see here, are reoccurring, and these will happen from the time they are set until the schedule is removed or modified. We can also set daily schedules. These are handy for one-time events, holidays, and the like. We can scroll further down the page to see these. These are specific for a particular date and a particular year. These can be set for up to 1 year in advance. Let's say that this company always takes the founder's birthday off for a company lunch party. We can set December 15th, 2023 as our date by navigating through the calendar and clicking on the 15th. The layout is slightly different than on the daily schedules, but the idea is the same. We set the transfer destination by clicking Open, and then set a start and end time. In this case, they are off from 11:30 to 1400 hours. When we click Add, our new daily schedule is activated, and the color of that day in the calendar changes to reflect that there is now a daily schedule set. Scrolling down, we can see that the new daily event has been added to the list of schedules for that day, which also includes our 2 weekly schedules. There is also a delete button to the far right in case the event is canceled. Daily schedules are not reoccurring. If the same event occurred next year, the schedule would need to be updated for December 15th, 2024. Once everything is done, click Update to save the settings locally. If we were setting up schedule transfers for each master station, we could use the previous and next buttons above to navigate to the next master station, click Select to switch stations, and then start the process over again. However, since the reception desk master is the only one we are configuring for this example, we don't need to worry about that. Before moving on, we'll want to switch back to Table View, since that is the preferred view for most programming. Then go to File, Upload Settings to Station. Select all stations and click Settings to send the new programming to the stations. Then, click the Schedules button to send the schedules to the stations too. And we're done. Our stations are now performing call transfers on a schedule. Thank you for watching.